Hey, how's it going, everybody? We got another banger from Coventry, Rhode Island. This one involving the assistant town manager. And you're going to see in the video, there's a very specific reason that I'm going to be uploading this footage and this interaction here today. So what happened was I'm still not hearing back from the chief of police. I'm seeing absolutely zero follow-up on any of my complaints. So I went down to the police department. I grabbed another complaint form and I brought it this time myself to town hall. Our town manager, Dan, happened to be out on a meeting, so I requested the audience of his assistant. His assistant came out to talk to me, and this is what happened. So this is me pulling up the town hall right now. I'm going to be fast forwarding. Let's turn that volume down. So I'm going to be fast forwarding, walking into the building. There's going to be a good chunk of the building. I wasn't thinking. My camera's on my hip and their counters are very tall, and I was like leaning against the counter, but you can still hear the interaction that I had with the town manager, and that's going to be what's important here. So over here I was borrowing a pen. As I got the report forms from the police department, I drove them over to town hall. I'm currently filling out my complaint. This complaint is against Officer Lieutenant Nelson, as he's the lieutenant that keeps not prosecuting my sister and niece for their prank swatting skit and submitting false evidences to create hysteria, right? And a lot of wasted police and taxpayer time came of that. So I had a whole bunch of instances, because she kept on harassing me. So I had a young officer that came to my house, and he told me, in fact, Lieutenant Nelson told him to drop the case. I tell the assistant manager, he seemed nice, he seemed eager to help. And when I called to follow up on it, he was told to drop the case. Right? Now, why is he being told this? Right? Is it something personal against me? Is it because my brother-in-law is town council and it's a, blue gang, a blue family, as you guys say? Right? Town admins versus citizens.
Yes, ma'am.
This was me requesting to talk to Dan, and they informed me that Dan wasn't there.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for your time.
The young lady's going over to his office right there, first door on the left.
That'll suffice. Sure.
She said town manager's there. I said that'll suffice. Assistant town manager's there. And that'll suffice. And go on. I forgot to sign the bottom of the complaint form.
And I'm not sure the date today. Thank you. Hey, how's it going? Any of you talk to Dan?
Here we go.
Hey, not too bad. I talked to Dan the other day. I've had an ongoing thing with the Coventry Police Department. Even just something simple like getting a background check for a job, right? They were giving me a whole big ringer. I don't know if you heard about it. I made so I'm an independent journalist, and my last video, we're averaging 3,000 views a day on the last action, which I ended up getting an officer admitting that his lower officers deliberately and intentionally lied to me about the process. This is going to be my second complaint. This one is against Lieutenant Nelson. The ongoing instance that I have with the Coventry Police Station started somewhere. And it started the night before Mother's Day when my sister used a fake and altered video to make a false complaint to the Coventry Police Department, which landed my house being raided or swatted, as we would call it, while I was live streaming on the internet. From there, I tried to press charges on the fake complaint for it being harassment and disturbing my peace. It was close to midnight, and I had worked all day. They refused to pick up the charges. Since then, I've provided over 100 pages of printed evidence of further harassments by my sister as well as her daughter Kayla, who's 26 years old nowadays, and she's in the porn industry, only porn. They refused to pick up any charges. My sister's husband is town council in Tiverton. I understand that it's a blue family, a blue gang when it comes to a lot of these cops, but I'm sick of it. I had a young rookie officer come to my house last time I tried to make a complaint, and he seemed eager to help and he wanted to help. I followed up calling him, and he told me that Lieutenant Nelson ordered him to drop the case. So why are these things happening? I don't know, but I deserve answers and I deserve justice. As
Damn
I
right.
made a prank phone call that wasted dozens of police hours, right, from me pursuing this and complaining about it. It's been literally dozens of police hours. I would be in trouble for that, right? And on my podcast, I related it to if, you know, they were like, oh, well, it's a wellness check. Anybody's allowed to do that. And I'm like, well, you know, if I called the school and I said that there was a B0MB in the basement and there was a real one, I'd be a hero. But if there was nothing in the basement, I would then be a terrorist who made a prank call to the school and caused hysteria. Why is this not being handled the same way? See what I mean?
So you've already discussed this with the town manager?
So the town manager is up to date on the BCI stuff and whatnot. I talked to him about the swatting incident when it happened a few months ago. But we've had, again, like I said, continuing instances now that they knew that they got away with this, and that was a brazen act that utilized police force to act out their pranks.
But when's the last time you saw him?
Friday.
Okay.
And that was about the BCI stuff. Now, as well as that, the officers, they only gave me one packet here, and this was the paper I filled out last time. I filled out a complaint against the chief for allowing these kinds of shenanigans to happen.
When the cat's away, the mice will play.
The whole thing was trying to get my background check done. You know, background checks are backed up a month. CCWs are backed up 6 or 7 months. We're understaffed, I'm told.
Is that related to this?
No,
Oh, it
but I'm
has
told that
nothing to do with
the chief took his vacation right now. This is not a proper time to take a vacation if we're understaffed and BCIs are backed up for a month and CCWs are backed up for 6 or 7. That's not a proper time to take a vacation. That's him.
Now, what I was trying to relate is that, right, if we have, you know, the police station seems to be a mess right now, right? Everything's all backed up. You call there, none of the cops know what anything is, where anything is. Just getting this complaint form, the cop had no idea what I was talking about. He's like, what, a civil complaint or harassment complaint? What? Right? And I was like, no, I'm complaining against your officers, man. Give me a form. Give me a grievance form, right? But it seems to be the ongoing and repeat thing now. And like I was trying to say, that knowing that, you know what I mean? Like, we're dismantled. We are understaffed. We are backed up, right? As the, you know, they say the captain goes down with the ship, right? He's the captain of the police ship. You see what I'm saying? And for him to be like, oh yeah, the ship's got a bunch of holes in it, but I'll take care of that after my vacation, right? Come on, man. That's completely irresponsible as a police chief.
With his site,
His vacation has nothing to do with your background.
either way, the
She's
ball
trying
is
to
being
justify
dropped.
his vacation.
Sure, but the ball.
It's my opinion, but it makes sense.
Sure, but he can schedule it whenever is proper, right? And I give him a salary.
No, you don't.
Boom! This is why I'm making the video right there. You see that? I said, I give him a salary, and she said, no, you don't. Did you hear that? Let's bring it back.
Either way, the ball is being dropped.
That's your opinion.
Sure, but the ball.
Everybody's got vacation time there. Trust me, he works more.
Sure, but he can schedule it whenever is proper, right? And I give him a salary.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. You hear that? What's this? A quick Google search, right? I say Coventry, Rhode Island, chief of police salary. Between 110 and 140,000 a year at salary.com. You know what I mean? So to tell me I'm a taxpaying citizen and to tell me, no, you don't, to imply that he either doesn't make a salary or that my taxes don't contribute to his salary is a bunch of shit, right? The whole public servant thing is being flipped. See what I mean? I'm the servant. I go to work, supply the money. I do all the phone calls. I do all the complaining. I'm the one that gets walked all over. I'm the servant, not them. You see what I mean? And I got to shovel them ever rising taxes here in Coventry for this, you know, privilege? What the fuck? Right? But to tell me, no, you don't. Right? That, man, I don't want to say entitled. I don't know if that's the right word. But bitch, shut the fuck up. Yes, I do. I pay that man's salary, me and my wife together, and my neighbor, and the neighbor over there. All of us together pay all y'all's salary. You see what I mean? You got to get that shit through your fucking head. See what I mean? Public servant, public. Public servant, public. Fuck out of here. No, you don't.
All right. I will.
We do.
I will pass this along to the town manager since you talked to him on Friday, and let him follow up.
All right, I've been waiting for the chief to call me back since Friday. I was told that he was going to call me, since Thursday. I was told he was going to call me back Friday. And he's completely evading and eluding me. So I am...
No, I don't think that's true.
No, I don't think that's true. See, she's just sitting here, right? There's a line in the sand. You see what I mean? There's those who pay the taxes and those who get paid from the taxes, right? And just like a clique in high school or, you know, the family cult and stuff like this, they have a similar agenda. They understand each other's agenda, right? How can I get my annual raises, the most vacation time, right? How can I get the most pay, the most write-offs, the most everything for the minimal commitment, the minimal amount of work possible? And how can I also evade my work, right? Like taking vacations at a really inappropriate time, for example. See what I mean? And this is when you start to feel like, right, you're not making any progress and you go, okay, that I need to find other avenues to get your attention or get a resolve. And that's where ideas like these videos started coming up, right? Because I'm not going to sit here lying on my back and let you guys dismantle my life and me continue to pay taxes, or you guys take my house. Right? That's like slavery at its finest right there. Right? Do what we say or we'll make you homeless. We'll take away everything you've ever worked for. 30-year mortgage for nothing. Fuck your recovery. You know what I mean, dude? It's fucking nuts to me how these fucking people act and what they're allowed to do, say, and get away with.
You got a hold of somebody on Thursday, and we had a holiday.
I got a hold of Dan because I got so sick of dealing with the police department. I said, that's it. I'm going to go over their head. I'm going to start dealing with Dan. Right? And it shouldn't be that difficult.
That's
I
right.
shouldn't have to jump through these leaps and bounds to get simple processes done. You see what I mean?
I was
My taxes, and everybody around me will agree, my taxes are ever rising in this town.
Ever
And all I
rising.
expect is a little bit of simplicity. Not even that much.
I will pass this along to Dan when he comes back.
Excellent. He knows my phone number. You tell him that I'll have my phone on me all day.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your time, Miss.
So I'm waiting on the phone call from Dan now. We actually got a phone call just a couple minutes ago. It rang once and stopped, but it was from the town hall. It's currently 12:31. It was like 12:10 when that call came in. I'm going to assume that Dan was going to go to call me back and then looked at the time and said, no, fuck this. I'm going to deal with it after lunch, which is fine. I'm willing to bet he'll call me back. Honestly, Dan Perillo has been good about that, responding to my emails and phone calls and stuff, where it's created this relationship now where I feel as if I can trust him better or more reliably than my police department, right? And that's not right. The police are here to protect, serve, defend, right? Uphold the Constitution, all this other stuff. But meanwhile, I can't trust him as far as I can throw him, and I can prove it 10 ways from Sunday. See what I mean? It's not fair, and it's not right. Thank you, everybody, for checking in on my additional Coventry update. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.